Hi YouTube. Okay, so I'm still in the hospital. It is now January the 22nd, and they didn't release me to go home today because this morning my blood, my H&H went from 9.3 from the night before to 8.5, so it's still dropping. Um, I had the hospitalist come in and look at me, and he told me, that he still wanted to consult out with my GI doctor, wanted him to come and look at me, and he also wanted my OBG YN to come in and look at me, again, and to, follow up, let's, see what's going on. So, my OBGYN came in and he sat with me and basically told me that because the other night he didn't want to scare me or anything because I'd already had a lot of things going on, that of course he didn't see a yolk sac or a fetal pole, but that if we go along and the gestational sac does not develop, like if there's no yolk sac or anything like that, then he would assume that this was a miscarriage and that he would want to do a D&C from this being a blighted ovum. The problem with that I have is that I'm only 5 weeks along, 5 weeks and 2 days as of today, and a lot of people, every pregnancy is different, and so if he asks me to do a D&C, I'm going to refuse until I'm at least 10 weeks out because I want to make sure, that that's really what's going on. And so he wrote orders for HCG levels to be drawn again today and another sonogram to be performed. My GI doctor came in shortly after that and told me that everything looks, that everything's fine. My bowel sounds are starting to get regular. I did have 2 bloody stools today, but they were consecutive back to back, and they weren't anything like they were the other day. And so I went and they came and drew my blood for my HCG levels, and I went down for a sonogram, and we got to see, again, and not much change. There is a little bit. The gestational sac is a little bit bigger than what it was the other night, so that does give me a little bit of hope, or at least I think it's bigger on screen, because the Friday night it was just perfectly a round circle. It just looked like a perfect round circle with nothing in it. And tonight this is what we have. So it is no longer a perfectly round circle. And you can't see it on here, but if you look really close at the bottom, right about, well, you can't see it, but anyways, there it is. And but it's oval, it's no longer circular. So this is the thing, at the bottom you have to really look at it, but at the bottom there's a little bit of a shadow of some kind, a little, there's something there. You can, or I think you can see something that is there. But another thing is I have a tilted uterus, and floods of information on the internet. There's lots of threads, by the way, about this stuff, about people being diagnosed with blighted ovums. Blighted ovums, and doctors want to DC or do a D&C on them, and basically what's happened is they refuse, and by like week 10 there's a baby and heartbeat and everything, and and there's some people that they just don't progress, and it's just it is a blighted ovum. And then those instances I do think that it is appropriate to do a D&C. But he came in and he discussed that with me, and he told me that we were going to look at HCGs today and whatnot, and that he probably wouldn't be back with me until tomorrow. So I have to wait till tomorrow. But my HCGs came back, and they wouldn't really tell me what they were because I had a nursing student who came in and precepting, and she told me that she could get in real trouble for disclosing those to me. So but she did tell me that they were elevated from yesterday. and she seemed, positive, and she told me, that she really wanted to let me know, but that she would be in serious trouble. So we understood that, and we don't want her in trouble. So uh, so I got that it was positive. There's got to be something at least positive. I mean, it's positive that my levels are elevated, even if it's by one single little point, which I don't think it is. It's probably doubled, but even if it's just elevated by one little point, that's change. And so, uh, but I didn't like him talking about DNC just at this moment because it's very early, and doctors don't know everything. They're not, they're not God. They don't know what's going on. They don't control this. This is something that only the Lord has his hand on, and I firmly believe that. So, if he's wanting to discuss DNC with me, then I'm definitely going to refuse and wait, and because they don't always know, and they're human like you and I, and they make mistakes, and I do not want to be the the falter of a misdiagnosed blighted ovum. I do not want that to happen. So I've been kind of emotional today, so I'm sorry if I cry, but I don't want some physician coming in here telling me that that if it doesn't, and he didn't say that it was, he just kind of gave me the rundown, that realistic, giving me a realistic look on what's going on. And I understand that, and I respect that. That is awesome to have a doctor like that, but it kills me because I don't want to think about that. I don't want to even consider that. That's not something, and I know that I have to, right now, but it's really early, and sonograms are not, especially with me having a tilted uterus, you can't really get a good picture on it. Even, I mean, you can't get a really good picture on it because it's in a different position. And so it just kind of, I don't know, it made me emotional. And my husband said that everything's gonna be okay, and that it's not a circle anymore, it's grow. So that has to show something. That has to show that it's bigger, and so that's change. And it doesn't matter how minute or minuscule that change is, it's a change, and that's what we're looking for, is progression. And so and I'm only 5 weeks, so therefore, and most people don't even, some people can't even see fetal poles till they're like 11 weeks pregnant. I mean, that's why the Lord intended everybody to be made different. Every pregnancy, there's not one pregnancy in the whole wide world that's ever the same. And babies, they develop differently, and they develop at different times, and they're not the same. It's not textbook. Pregnancy is not a textbook thing. Medical problems are not textbook things. It can be, but it's not always. It's not. You know what I mean? Not everybody's the norm. What is normal? There is no normal. That's what I've come to conclude. So, anyways, GI's coming, it's coming along, and it's stopping. It's not getting any worse. So that's a good thing. And, when he comes in tomorrow to tell me about the HCGs and whatever he wants to tell me, because I asked and they don't want to tell me anything, I guess. And so I think it's kind of crap that they keep you in limbo, but they've been really good to me, but I'm tired, and I'm just irritable, and I want to go home. I don't even want to be here anymore. I don't even want to be here anymore. I don't want them to do another ultrasound. I don't want to see anything until, I don't want to see anything until later on, because this just stresses you out. And why they do this to you, I have no freaking idea. And so it just kind of makes you feel like crap when you're unsure, and they just kind of add on to the pressures of everything because they want to make sure that everything's okay. I understand that, but the Lord's gonna do whatever it's gonna. I mean, what's gonna happen is what will be done, no matter what. And so, I don't want a DNC. You know, I don't want to do that. If I'm gonna miscarry, I want it to happen naturally. I don't want them putting their hand into it because it's something. That's why I didn't want to have a hospital delivery. I wanted to have a home birth, but my family is so scared because of my gastric bypass that they want me to be in a hospital setting, a controlled setting. So, and that's why I'm having a doula, because I'm not having a doctor telling me that I have to have a cesarean section when it's not really necessary. And so, and babies come on their own time. Babies come when they're ready. And I firmly believe that unless there is a medical problem, that means that there is something wrong that is just not totally, you know what I mean, that is just not right. Like, if my baby has meconium and it's water, then yes, take it. Do some, whatever you gotta do. I understand that causes infection, that causes your baby stress. But if you are okay and you are going along and chugging, and just because you haven't delivered within a certain amount of time because they think you should, then they want to take you off to cesarean section, and I don't feel that way. I firmly believe that is not the way to go, because just because they are busy and they have other things going on doesn't mean that you should have to forfeit your right as a mother, as a woman, and as a pregnant female fixing to give birth, that you should have to forfeit those rights. Those are your rights. That is your right as a woman. That's your right as a mother. And, you know, we were born with that ability. We were born to give birth. Our bodies were made to give birth. So, I mean, I'm totally strung. I mean, I hate this room. I want to get out of here. The walls are just like caving in on me. My husband, he leaves so he can go take care of our animals and get stuff from the house, and then he comes back, so he's with me all day. But at least he gets out of the world, you know, he gets out of here, and he gets to go and do some things. I'm just really emotional right now because I don't want to be here. I want to be at my home and in the comfort of my own home, and having to deal with all this is just very stressful. So, just let y'all know to get off my face what's going on. And if y'all just pray for me, because I need all the prayers that you can give. Anyways, y'all have a good night, and I'll keep you. I'm sorry, I'm just like running. I'll give y'all an update tomorrow if they discharge me before I'm discharged, I'll do an update and let y'all know what's going on. So, y'all have a good night, and pray for me. Bye.